Last night's late show with Stephen Colbert descended into chaos when Matthew McConaughey walked off set after Colbert pushed him too far about his political neutrality. The Oscar winner didn't just leave. He delivered a philosophical dismantling that left Colbert speechless. But what started as book promotion would expose why late-night hosts are losing middle America. The CBS studios carried an unusual tension before taping. McConaughey arrived to discuss his new memoir about life lessons. But Colbert's team had prepared something different. Producers overheard Colbert saying, "Time to make him pick a side," to his head writer. Therefore, when the cameras rolled, everyone sensed confrontation brewing, though nobody predicted the philosophical battle coming. Colbert opened with his standard monologue, taking shots at various politicians. McConaughey waited backstage, reviewing notes from his book. "Please welcome Matthew McConaughey," Colbert announced. The actor strutted out with his signature laid-back confidence, giving Colbert a warm handshake before sitting down. "Matthew, great to have you back," Colbert said, smiling. "So this book, Green Lights, more life philosophy from the sage of Austin." "Well, Stephen, it's just observations from my journey, trying to share what I've learned," McConaughey said in his Texas drawl. "Right, staying in your lane, staying neutral, staying safe," Colbert said, his tone sharpening. McConaughey's eyes narrowed slightly. "I wouldn't call examining life staying safe, Stephen," he said. "But you won't examine politics. You famously refuse to pick sides. In today's climate, isn't that just cowardice?" Colbert asked bluntly. Therefore, the gloves were off immediately. The audience shifted uncomfortably, but McConaughey leaned back, unfazed. "You know what's interesting about that question?" McConaughey said slowly. "It assumes there are only two sides. That's the first problem right there. There's right and wrong," Colbert insisted. "According to who?" McConaughey asked. "You? Your network? Your audience? Who gets to decide?" "Facts decide. Truth decides," Colbert said firmly, but McConaughey smiled. "Whose truth, Stephen?" "Yours changes every night depending on what gets laughs," he said. The audience went quiet. Colbert's face tightened. "I speak truth to power," he claimed. "No. You speak jokes to choir," McConaughey corrected. "There's a difference between preaching to the converted and actually changing minds." "So you admit you're not trying to change anything?" Colbert accused. "I'm trying to change everything," McConaughey replied. "But from the inside out, not outside in. You can't bully people into wisdom, Stephen." Therefore, he'd shifted the entire framework. But Colbert pressed harder. "People are suffering while you philosophize. Don't you have a responsibility to take stands?" Colbert demanded. "I take stands every day," McConaughey said. "I stand for kindness, for listening, for finding common ground. But that doesn't make good television, does it?" "It makes boring television," Colbert shot back. "And there it is," McConaughey said, sitting forward. "You just admitted this isn't about truth or helping people. It's about entertainment." The accusation landed hard, but Colbert tried to recover. "Entertainment can educate," he said. "Can it? Or does it just confirm what people already believe?" McConaughey asked. "When's the last time your show changed a conservative's mind about anything?" Colbert couldn't answer, but he tried another angle. "You're from Texas. Your state is attacking women's rights, voting rights. Your silence is complicity," he said. McConaughey stood up slowly. "My silence? I've been working with legislators from both parties on common-sense solutions. But you don't know that because it doesn't fit your narrative," he said. "Working with both parties is the problem," Colbert insisted. "One party is destroying democracy. According to you," McConaughey said. "Half the country disagrees. Are they all evil, Stephen? Or might they have legitimate concerns you're not hearing?" Therefore, he'd exposed the bubble. But Colbert got desperate. "This is exactly what privileged people say when they don't want to take risks," he accused. McConaughey laughed. "Privileged? I grew up with parents who divorced twice and remarried each other 3 times. I've lived in a trailer. I've been arrested. Don't talk to me about privilege when you make 8 figures reading jokes someone else wrote," he said. The studio was electric. But McConaughey wasn't done. "You know what your problem is, Stephen? You've confused cynicism with wisdom. You think mocking people is the same as understanding them," he said. "I mock power," Colbert defended. "You mock anyone who disagrees with you," McConaughey corrected. "That's not speaking truth to power. That's just being mean with a studio audience." He started walking toward the exit, but Colbert called out, Running away when it gets tough? McConaughey stopped, turned. No, Stephen. Walking away from a conversation that was never meant to be won. You don't want dialogue. You want me to join your team or be your enemy. I reject both options, he said. That's fence-sitting, Colbert accused. That's bridge building, McConaughey corrected. Something you'd understand if you ever left your echo chamber. But then he revealed something devastating. You know what's sad? I used to respect you. The Colbert Report was brilliant satire. Now you're just another angry voice in the noise, he said. I'm trying to save democracy, Colbert said desperately. No, you're trying to save your ratings, McConaughey replied, and dividing the country to do it. He looked at the audience. Folks, we're better than this. We don't have to choose between red and blue. We can choose purple. We can choose nuance. We can choose each other, he said to them. That's naive, Colbert said. No, Stephen. What's naive is thinking you can insult half the country into agreeing with you, McConaughey said. Therefore, the philosophical destruction was complete. But McConaughey had one final point. You want to know the difference between us? I'm trying to heal divisions. You're profiting from them. I'm playing the long game of bringing people together. You're playing the short game of viral clips, he said. At least I'm playing, Colbert said weakly. No, you're performing, McConaughey corrected. And the act is getting old. The anger, the outrage, the moral superiority. People are exhausted, Stephen. They want hope, not hate. He walked off to mixed reactions. Some applauded, others sat stunned. But everyone knew they'd witnessed something profound. We'll be right back, Colbert mumbled, visibly shaken. Backstage, McConaughey's team waited. That was intense, his publicist said. That was necessary, McConaughey replied. Someone needs to call out this divisive nonsense. Within minutes, the clips exploded online. But interestingly, the reaction split differently than usual. Conservatives praised him. Liberals praised him. Moderates felt seen for the first time. Hashtag McConaughey wisdom trended alongside hashtag purple not red or blue. His message about finding common ground resonated across political lines. Colbert tried to address it the next night. Last night got philosophical, he joked weakly. But the audience was different. Some had come because of McConaughey's message. The atmosphere had shifted. Meanwhile, McConaughey's book sales surged. But more importantly, his message sparked conversations about moving beyond political tribalism. Town halls started adopting his purple approach. Communities began focusing on common ground. Political analysts noted something remarkable. McConaughey had done what countless politicians couldn't. He'd articulated a path beyond polarization that actually resonated with regular people. But the real impact was on late-night television. Ratings data showed something surprising. Viewers were tiring of constant political anger. They wanted humor that united, not divided. Colbert's ratings, already struggling, dropped further. But more concerning for CBS, his demographic was aging and shrinking. Young viewers especially rejected the constant negativity. Industry insiders revealed Colbert had been warned about alienating moderate viewers. His response had been to double down on political division. McConaughey's walk-off proved that strategy was failing. Weeks later, McConaughey wrote an op-ed titled Why I Walked. He explained that enforced political binaries were destroying American discourse. That wisdom wasn't found in extremes, but in the space between them. The piece went viral across all political spectrums. For once, Americans agreed on something. They were tired of being told to hate each other. Colbert never recovered his footing. His show became increasingly bitter, his audience increasingly narrow. What had once been clever satire became predictable rage. But Matthew McConaughey had achieved something remarkable. He'd walked off a show and somehow brought people together by doing it. He'd refused to play the game and won by not playing. His philosophical approach proved more powerful than political attacks. His call for purple over red or blue resonated with millions who felt politically homeless. The empty chair he left became a symbol, not of abandonment, but of refusing to participate in division, of choosing wisdom over wins, of playing the long game of healing over the short game of hatred. Years later, political scientists would study the McConaughey moment. The night an actor-philosopher exposed the exhaustion of political entertainment. The night someone finally said what millions were thinking. We don't have to choose sides to choose progress. But most importantly, it was the night someone showed that walking away from a toxic conversation wasn't weakness. It was wisdom. And sometimes, The most powerful thing you can say is, all right, all right, all right. I'm done with this.